Strongholds. There are two strongholds. The one that Psalms 9:9 talks about as a defensive structure. The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. Properly a cliff or the lofty or inaccessible place. Figuratively, a refuge, defense, high fort, tower. And then there is the other stronghold. The stronghold of the mind is a lie that Satan has established in our thinking that we count as true, but is actually a false belief. When we embrace these lies, they affect our attitudes, emotions, and behavior. Now, that definition of strongholds of the mind is found on www.wordofgodstore.com. So, what I want to talk about is the stronghold that Satan has placed in our minds. Stronghold. Welcome to Lesson in Everyday. It is your host, LAT, and I hope you have had a wonderful start of this week, and I pray your week continues to be great. Today I want to talk on the topic of defeating strongholds, okay? The strongholds that Satan has placed within us with lies, mental lies, okay? Those lies of you need this, false beliefs of you need this for survival, you need to stay here for survival. Those strongholds that have a big hold on you, that keeps you from living your best life, that keeps you from living, okay? There are patterns that become strongholds that you falsely believe is, healthy or necessary. And those are false beliefs, right? So I want to encourage you to pray over yourself and fight for your life, because these strongholds have to break. Those strongholds, whatever the strongholds are in your life that you identify, they have to break. Because again, as I had talked about, it affects your attitude, your emotions, and your behavior. Yes, that's what strongholds will do. And we have to be able to identify the spiritual warfare that we in and the strongholds that try to keep us from living our life the way God has intended and called us to live. And I believe that, we all have experienced or are experiencing some type of stronghold, okay? But we have to break from those strongholds. We have to break away from those patterns in life that have been pulling us backwards, holding us almost like chains that won't let us loose, okay? But I rebuke that. I refuse to believe that those chains will continue to pull me backwards and hold me down. So I encourage you to speak life, speak it, that these strongholds have to break. You have to believe it. You're going to have to speak it. You got to pray for it, and you got to fight for it. You got to pray and fight for your life, because all the negativity, all the lies, all the evil, all the strongholds have to break off your life, okay? You got to break this, because guess what? There's another generation that comes after you, and you don't want them to have to deal with or continue to fight the strongholds that you have the opportunity to break off, okay? Generations, okay? Generational curses, all of those bondages, those yokes, strongholds have to break and be broken off of you. Now, keep in mind, in the Bible, there is a reference of God being our stronghold, okay? That's a good thing. You want God to be your stronghold because that's your wall of defense. That's your safe place, okay? Let's talk about like in Psalms 18, it says, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. My God is my rock in whom I take refuge. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. You want God to be your stronghold. But those other strongholds that the Satan has placed in our minds, those lies, the evil, we have to break that off. We have to pray. We have to understand and believe that those strongholds got to break off. Those chains, those things have to go, okay? We have to be able to distinguish between the two. But you have to be able to identify those false lies, that false belief that have tried to take you captive. And you have to stand against it and pray against it, and pray over your mind, pray over your body, pray over your soul. Believe that it will break off. And that's my encouragement for you today, is to pray to break the strongholds off your life. Yes, I truly believe that when you believe it, you speak it, you pray over it each and every day. The chains, those bondages, the yokes, those strongholds have to break off, and you have to live in the freedom God has called you to, and you have to live knowing that God called you to be free, and free indeed you shall be. God bless you. Continue to be encouraged and encourage someone else. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be blessed.